Episode 1 officially starts now with 365 with Ava Brooks. I kind of gave you guys what I wanted this to be, and now it's actually acting on my words. I have had so many people come up to me, whether it's wrestlers, family members, friends, and they're like, you look so confident in the ring, like you've known who you are this entire time, which could be nothing from like the furthest point of the truth, because there have been so many nights where I have laid in this very bed wondering if I was enough, wondering if I was small enough, if I was pretty enough, if I was making the right amount of noise, if wrestling was meant for me, if this is exactly what my calling was supposed to be, am I making the right choice for myself? Am I throwing away my teenage years to chase this dream that people are telling me that there's a really good chance that you're not going to make it? So hearing that always makes me laugh, kind of in an uncomfortable way, because it is the furthest point from the truth. I had many moments, especially earlier in my career, where I didn't want to eat because I didn't like how I looked in the mirror, or I would try to shrink myself, not just physically, but emotionally, or I tried to be less intense, or quieter, or easier, or anything to make me fit into a box and blend in with what society was telling me that I needed to be. Because when you're young and you want big things, people tend to make you feel that those things are unrealistic or annoying or delusional. And for a while, I believed all of that. I was like, am I being too much? Like, do I need to be less ambitious? What do I need to do in order to make other people happy? Which is crazy to me to think about now. Like, why am I changing my mindset to please other people? Why am I doing that? And I feel like it's still something that I'm working through now, and like standing up for myself and being like, no, like I'm not too much. Like, I know what I want. I'm going to fight for it. And there's really nothing that you can do to stop me, because I'm going to keep showing up every single day. Being 19 and in an industry full of grown adults is weird, because I'm told to be mature, but I constantly get reminded of how young I am. Or I'm really talented for how young I am, but I still have a lot to learn. In both of these things are true. That's the thing. Both are true, but it's that in-between space that like messes with your head a little bit. It's like there's this pressure that I keep putting on myself that if I don't accomplish everything like right away, then I'm falling behind. And there's like this clock that is continuously ticking, but nobody else can hear it. And as I was coming up with episodes and what I wanted to talk about in them, I would kind of write notes in certain things that I knew that I wanted to say word for word. And one of them was for this very instance, where things that this past year has taught me. You can be ahead and you can still feel lost. You can be winning and still feel insecure. And you can be strong and still feel fragile. And none of that makes you weak. None of it makes you weak. It means you're human. Everybody has emotions. Everybody has feelings. It doesn't matter how hard you try to hide it. They're there, and there's simply nothing you can do about it. It's just how you let your emotions show. Something else I learned that was a little harder than the last few things was not everybody that smiles at you actually wants to see you grow. Some people like it better when they see you struggling, when they see you unsure about something, when they know that you need them. And the second that you start setting boundaries and protecting your peace, you're different. I stopped explaining myself to people who already decided who I was. I stopped chasing validation in rooms that will never clap loud enough. And I stopped shrinking myself to make other people around me more comfortable. If my personality or the way I handle things makes you uncomfortable, I'm sorry, that's a you problem. I'm not going to change who I am just to make you feel better. And that mindset may have made me lose some relationships, and it may continue to make me lose relationships based off those statements, but I would much rather have my peace than have to be fake to make people want to be around me. That's not who I am. So why do I need to change myself for you when I'm not asking you to change at all, actually? I'm not asking you to do anything. So why are you asking so much out of me? And even though this past year has still made me really look at myself for who I am, and as much growth as I do see, I still see the girl who overthinks everything, who wonders if she's enough, who continues to look for approval from people that she knows that she will never get it from. And that's why we're doing this, and that's why we're growing and we're confronting the feelings that we have, because that's the only way that we're going to make it through. The only way. I had to learn to fuel my body instead of punish it. Appreciate strength instead of trying to fit into a box of what society said was skinny, and know that taking up space isn't arrogance, it's growth. I don't want to shrink anymore. I want to be powerful, mentally, physically, and emotionally. This new version of myself that I'm working towards, I want her to be calmer. I want her to be more observant. I don't want her to feel like she needs to react to everything. And I want her to chase peace, because success without peace is just emptiness. And I don't want to feel empty. This new version of myself that I'm working towards, I want her to be calmer, more observant, doesn't feel like she has to react to everything, doesn't feel like she needs to prove herself in every room that she walks into. She doesn't need to seek approval from people who don't really deserve to have an opinion on her. Remember that you are allowed to change, outgrow people, take up space. You do not have to apologize to anybody for your growth. This is your 365, and you don't owe answers to anybody.